Okay, okay, sir. So, sir, please next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you. So, penalty in case of repeated plagiarism. So, in that case, the scholar shall be asked to withdraw manuscript and shall be punished for the plagiarism of one level higher than the lower level of committed by him or her. In case where plagiarism of highest level is committed, then the punishment for the same shall be operative. In case level 3 offense is repeated, then the disciplinary action, including suspension, termination, as per service rules, shall be taken by the HCI. So in that case, HCI will take a decision what to do. So next slide, please, sir. Sir, next slide. So penalty in case where the benefit or credit has already been obtained. Okay. So if you have got your PhD or somebody has got a job, so in that case, what will happen? So if plagiarism is on a date later than the date of benefit or credit obtained, as the case may be, then his or benefit or credit shall be put in abeyance for a period recommended by IIP and approved by the head of institutions. So in that case, the benefit of credit, whatever the scholar is getting, that is held for some period of time. So next slide. So in this case, HCI shall create a mechanism so as to ensure that each of the paper published dissertation by the student, faculty, researcher, or staff of the HCI is checked for plagiarism at forwarding submission. So I think one student need to mute. Yeah, thank you. So what happens? HCI shall create a mechanism, right? How to check the plagiarism before submission. Okay, any kind of dissertation, any kind of publication, paper publication or thesis, when the scholar will submit to university or institution. So the university or institution need to create a mechanism so that once the thesis is checked and verified and certified that it is free of plagiarism, then only the scholar will be allowed to submit the thesis or dissertation.
Sir, do you have in the end about the Urkund and the Turnitin, so that the problem researcher may face, you know?
Yes, I have Turnitin and Urkund in this PPT, but
Okay,
I cannot
great.
show the copy here.
Great. Because it's we should know, you know, we have faced the problem using the Urkund, whereas
Right.
we feel that Turnitin in is still a better software, you know. So
Right.
yeah.
So those things are there. I'll tell.
Yeah.
So if there is any, the next slide. If there is any complaint of plagiarism against the head of an HCI, okay. So it is not only scholars committing problem of plagiarism, but sometimes the head of the institution, they are also committing the such problem. So a suitable action in line with these regulations shall be taken by the controlling authority of the HCI. So in that case, the controlling authority will take a call on that issue. So sir, next slide. Yeah. If there is any complaint of plagiarism against the head of department authority at the institutional level, a suitable action in line with these regulations shall be recommended by IIT and by complaint authority. Okay. Yes, I will take a call on the plagiarism issue by the committed by the head of department. Sir, next slide. Yeah. If there is any complaint of plagiarism against any member of a DIP or IAIP, then such member shall excuse himself or herself from the meetings where his her case is being discussed or investigated. So he cannot join the meeting if his case is discussed in a forum. So next slide. So before just discussing about plagiarism cases at global level and international level, I want just students to ask few questions if they have. Then we'll go for plagiarism cases at different levels. Student, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Any
Sir,
question?
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yes, please.
Sir, how can we, like in one of your slides, you said ki, like the PhD scholars also would be getting this plagiarism activated, account activated. So how can we do that now, sir?
Okay. So this is basically recommended by UGC that all the university and institute need to provide one account to the PhD
I will
scholar.
answer that, sir, at a later stage. I will answer that. Okay, madam?
Yeah.
I will answer that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, please, any other question?
Any other question regarding the goalpost, regarding the rules, regarding the guideline? Because every student has to go through this entire process. So if any issue which you do not understand, and the level 0 to 10% is the safe, rest are all wasting of the time. Any question, specific question? You may continue, Dr. Delei.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So here actually we'll try to understand why plagiarism becomes so much problematic and why it has been important issue. So at global level, we'll try to understand. So in September 2017, the Jakarta State University was hit by a doctoral degree scam. Okay, so the rector of the university promoted more candidates than the stipulated limit over a period of 5 years, that is during 2012 to 2016. And it was basically detected by a software called Turnitin software. Okay, so it was later found that 74% of dissertation had similarities with other writings, and that is detected by the software called Turnitin. So Turnitin is one of the software that we'll discuss later, and this report was published in Business Standard. So, sir, next slide, please. So this is one of the important issue that I'll tell you. So US President Donald Trump's wife, that is, if you know that Melania Trump, found herself in an online plagiarism row when her speech at the Republican National Convention 2016 sounded similar to speech by Obama in 2008. So Trump's speech contained both examples of cloning and find and replace plagiarism. So that is basically detected by Turnitin. Okay. So when I am saying about cloning, it is basically copying passages word for word, and when I am saying find and replace, it is basically copying a passage but changing a few keywords. Okay. So even Turnitin can able to detect if you are using speech of any others. Okay. In your speech. Sir, next slide, please. So here basically we'll try to see some of the domestic issues at national level. So according to Hindustan Times, in 2016, Vice Chancellor Chandra Krishnamurthy of the Pondicherry University had to quit her job after a prolonged standoff with the HRD ministry following allegation that she plagiarized large part of one of her books. Okay, so 7 Stanford University professors wrote to then President APJ Abdul Kalam about Humayun University Vice Chancellor B.S. Rajput on the similar issue also. So, one more issue is University of Hyderabad Vice Chancellor Appa Rao Potail was accused of plagiarizing his thesis from not one but 3 scientific papers. So you can imagine very top position people. They have also compared the problem of plagiarism, and the software like now, because of technological intervention, we can able to understand, we can able to detect that some of the high profile persons, they have used or they have copied the things from other resources. So initially I told you that plagiarism is a kind of crime, and if you can see that they are all senior people, like VC, vice chancellor, and professor. Even we can able to understand and we can able to detect using the software, even though they are very senior, but still the technology is there which can able to detect. So then how to check plagiarism? Okay, so there are two types of plagiarism software basically available. One is open source software, and here I'll tell you about Plagiarism. And the second is prescribed by MHRD UGC. The first one is open, and second is Turnitin. So let me tell you. Initially, UGC has recommended Turnitin, but recently UGC has again recommended Ubuntu use, because Turnitin is basically a global software. It is run by one USA company. Okay, but Ubuntu is our national software. So, but if you see the process of both Ubuntu and Turnitin, you will find that there is there is a quite problem in case of Ubuntu rather than Turnitin. There is hell and heaven difference. Okay, so Turnitin is I can say that Turnitin is better than Ubuntu, because Ubuntu has a limited database to access, but Turnitin can access all the database. That's why Turnitin will give you a better word than Ubuntu. But UGC has recommended that you have to use Ubuntu, because this is our domestic or national software. So that we need to understand, when we are using any paper or when we are publishing any paper in our national journal, even in our national journal, in that case, if we are using Urkun, then it is quite possible that there is plagiarism more than 10%. Okay. So you should be very careful. If you can able to get access to Turnitin, then nothing like that. So, but Turnitin is very costly, and it is not possible for all the university or institutions to subscribe Turnitin. Okay, sir. Next slide, please. Thank you.
I would like to add
Sir,
my
next slide.
experience.
Yeah, please, sir.
Because MHRD introduced earlier, it was Turnitin. It was very easy for us. I mean, Dr. Narendra Delei, right?
You are not audible.
Earlier, it was very easy. Turnitin is more robust in nature, in the sense you need not to upload your work, and you can go in edit form, and it was much helpful. Whereas in Orcon, you have to put the entire work, and it tells you with the percentage. So according to me, the Urkund is not so user friendly. What is your opinion, Dr. Delei, on this?
Same, sir. Same. I agree on your point. And same thing also I'll highlight here also. But before discussing about both software Urkund and Turnitin, because always it is not possible to use Urkund and Turnitin. Sometimes we are depending upon open source software. So
Yeah.
here I got one source called Plagiarism. Okay. So
Yeah.
Plagiarism is one of the important software which you can use. But there is some limitation also. Sir, please go to next slide. Yeah. So Plagiarism is one of the important open source software, which is basically free of cost up to certain point. I'm not saying it is entirely free of cost. You can use Plagiarism, but to a certain extent. Okay. So when I was trying to find out any other software other than Urkund or Turnitin to use, then I Google search and I got this link of Plagiarism, which you can also use. Sir, please next slide. So I come to know that some of the researchers, they are using the Plagiarism. Okay. and I have gone through their research paper also, their H index also. I found that though they are using, but still they are supporting mostly to Turnitin. That Turnitin is one of the important software which basically we can use. Sir, next slide, please. So here you can find some of the researchers. They have suggested that Turnitin is the best software. Okay, the best, and here also you will also find link of both. Okay, sir. Sir, please next slide, please. So finally, actually, I wanted to search any open source software, and I come to know one researcher from ResearchGate, like Andre Macaud. He has published many papers, and his research profile is very good. But he suggested that Plascan is one of the important software which you can use. Then out of curiosity, I used Plascan, and I come to know that Plascan has certain limitations. So, sir, please go to next slide. So here you can see the professor's H index, which is 72.52, which is quite high in their time. Okay. Next slide, please, sir. So then I wanted to use Plascan because the professor has suggested to use Plascan. That's why. So this is the portal of Plascan. I can show you here. So here you have to use your email ID and the password. You have to create the login ID here. Okay. Then you can use the software here. After that, the software will open. So, sir, please go to next slide. So here you can able to upload your document, like file upload option is available. You can upload here, and finally it will give you some report. Sir, next slide, please.
Sir, I have a query because I have never used the Plagscan because last 15 months, rather 12 months, I have no research paper. And the one I have sent to you, a latest one. So if we upload the file, will it go as edit mode, or it will go to the Plagscan database? So then my presentation would be 100%.
No, sir, it will not go to the database. It will go to edit.
Because this one is not showing the edit mode. Before uploading the file, it should show the edit mode. So that is why my question.
Yeah, it is not going to the database. If it will go to the database, then it will create a problem because it will show 100% in the second time when you will upload the document. So I have checked already. So it is not going to database.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but
all the researcher, I will request you just work on Plagscan, because that is why from last many months I wanted an answer to Orkut and Turnitin. Yes, Dr. Delei. Okay, so it shows the plagiarism.
Am I audible?
But the levels are very vague in nature, Dr. Delei. If you see on the bottom right-hand corner, 0 to 1, 1 to 5, and 5 to 100. I mean, it should have at least 1 to 5 and 5 to 10.
Let me explain. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes, sir. So when we are using Plagscan, basically it has some limitation. Like you can see the bottom of the word that insufficient plug point credit to execute analysis. Okay. So that means add certain text to 2000 words. So if your report is within 2000 words, then only it can generate the report, or it can allow you to check. Otherwise, you have to pay some amount of money to get to buy the credit. Then only you can able to generate the report. So that's why. So in the next slide, I have reduced the report to below 2000. Then I come to know the report. So sir, please go to next slide. Yeah. So in this slide, okay, sir, next slide, please again.
I have already put the next slide.
After that, one more slide, sir. Please.
Okay. I'm slightly confused. Is this the one?
This one, sir. Yes. So now,
Oh, it's just copied.
After you do this and reducing the word limit below 2000, I come to know that it is giving the report. Like the report is giving 34.5% plagiarism issue. Okay. So in the left hand side, you have different sources with the level also given here. So this is just like turning and it is also highlighting the cases where there is issue on the right hand side, that red colors, they are all plagiarized portions, and it is giving you 34.5%. So the red colors that you have to edit, you have to change the sentence structure. Then only you will get a report which will be free from plagiarism.
I just would like to make a comment. So when we were doing it, Turnitin, you do receive such kind of, knowing or unknowingly the red one. So all you have to do is to edit the red one. So your percent of plagiarism gets reduced each line, each sentence that you edit.
So,
Next is
Blackstone. Now we'll see why Urkund. So basically, sir, please go to next slide again. So this is a notification by UGC and basically the MHRD. Okay. So MHRD has recommended that you have to use Urkund. All the HCI, they need to provide Urkund account to all the scholars and their staff and faculty. Because of the recommendation by UGC, then we are using Urkund. Otherwise, Turnitin is one of the best software. So let me tell you how Urkund works. Sir, please go to next slide. So here basically you will get one login ID. Okay. So just like I have given here my login ID, but now this. So you have to log in using your username or email or password. So then here you have option to upload the document. Then the document after once the Urkund will read the document, Urkund can able to show you the level of plagiarism percentage. Here you can see in the right hand side it is showing 18%. Sir, next slide please. So here the Urkund is showing matching test and warning. Okay, so some 37 matching tests are given here. So in the next slide, I think you will see details. So sir, next slide. So here it is generating the report. It is showing 17%, and all the sources are given here. Then sir, in the next slide, please go to the next slide. Yeah, here it is highlighting the sources which are basically so in the first source it is 87%, and in the second source it is highlighted, it is 100%. So both are identified here. Then sir, to the next slide please. Yeah, here which sentence is basically problematic? It is highlighting the same sentence. Urkund is highlighting the same sentence. You can see here regulatory approach of airport and compares the efficiency of airport with combination of different category of airport and regulatory approaches. This is basically plagiarized from other sources. So it is highlighting. Okay. So, Okay, so that was all about your Urkund. But I can say that Urkund is not so much user friendly, and it is not at all detecting entire plagiarism issue. So that's why before Urkund has come, MHRD recommended all the universities to use Turnitin. But I don't know what is the status of Turnitin, whether MHRD is asking to continue the same or not. That we need to
I will find out.
from
I will find out because through Mr. Rajneesh, who is number 2 in UGC, because officially I did not find anyone substantiating this business standard report of 2018, but Urkund was launched sometime October, November 2019. So, I will come back on this, whether Turnitin is still allowed by UGC or not.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah.
But I can tell that the most of the universities, eminent universities, say that most of the IIT, IIM, and universities, they are still using Turnitin. They are not using Urkund at all, though UGC has already recommended. So why Turnitin? Because HIT ministry has PhD mandatory teaching at the university level starting 2021. So now recently again MHRD has or UGC has given a mandate that PhD is not mandatory right now for certain period of time. So nowadays without PhD one can join as a faculty in any university. So that is different issue. But Turnitin is important because it is one of the most user friendly software that I'll tell you. Please. Turnitin is software that is made to prevent the maintenance of plagiarism and encourage or ensure. Turnitin says software is a tool that helps educators make informed evaluation. Turnitin software checks papers against over 20 billion web pages, over 220 million student papers, and over 90,000 publications. So that means Turnitin has a larger database to access than Urkund. That's why when we'll run both Turnitin and Urkund, you'll find that Turnitin is giving you better result than Urkund. So how reliable is Turnitin? US-based Turnitin says that this software does not detect plagiarism, rather it is giving you a similarity index. Okay, so the similarity index means basically telling you that how much amount of is similar to other work. So it is not saying that it is plagiarism. It is saying that how much of your work is similar to other work, so that you can correct that. So to be precise, the percentage of similarity index of the work detected by Turnitin does not mean it is totally plagiarized. So it is not. It is giving you a broad idea that some of your portion of your work is similar to others. So you need to take care of that. So that was this is basically published in business standard also. So Turnitin is not again giving you the plagiarism index, rather it is giving you the similarity index. Okay, sir. Next slide is the method take on plagiarism. Okay, every supervisor will have to submit a certificate indicating that the work done by the researcher under his or guidance is original with no plagiarism. Moreover, all higher education institutes will have to design a policy on anti-plagiarism mandatorily and get it approved by the relevant statutory body of the university. Besides, institutes are also required to submit soft copies of MPhil and PhD dissertation on IntelliNet. So that we have already discussed. So, sir, please next slide. So here you have the Turnitin access. Okay, you have to log in the right hand side. You have to click on that. Slide, sir. So you have to give your email ID and password, and this this email ID and password is basically given to you by your institute or from any other source you will get. Then you can log in. Then your class ID will be created here, and you have to open the class ID, and you have to upload the document here. So next slide, please. So here you can see I have uploaded many documents here. You can see the same. And in the next slide, you can see the percentage of plagiarism in each case. So please go to next slide. So here you can see the percentage of plagiarism, which is starting from 2% to 33% with different color combination. Okay. So because we know that our UGC is asking us to write paper in which case plagiarism should be. Next slide. So in the next slide, sir, please go to next. In this case, this is one of the dissertation of one MS student. So in his case, the plagiarism percentage is 23%, and in the right hand side, you can see from each source how much is the percentage of plagiarism. And in the text highlighted, it is highlighted that the portion which is highlighted, they are all taken from other source. So those things need to be verified or need to be corrected. So if you are using Turnitin, then you can able to do that. The next slide.
This is the most robust nature of Turnitin. It tells you where exactly, by which reference number. So you have number 5, 17, 21, 3, and on the right hand side, you can see what is 3, what is 5. So you get all the data in hand.
The next slide. So here basically you can also even exclude some of the sources if your own research paper is there and Turnitin is catching that. You can also click on that and you can exclude that from the Turnitin website so that it will not access that. And in this case also you can see this is the breakdown of each case. Okay, so you can if you want you can exclude some also. Even you can also exclude some of the word limit also. So in the next slide, you can able to download the report. You can see here 3 options are given: download PDF of current view of for printing, download PDF of digital receipt of printing, download submitted file. So if you are downloading the submitted file, you will download the original file. And basically you have to download the PDF of digital receipt of printing. So that is the report basically you have to submit to the to your supervisor. And the first one is the most important. First one means download PDF of current view of for printing. So if you will download the current view, then you will get a PDF which will give you the highlight or color combination of different sources of plagiarism. So that you can use, and using that you can able to revise your document. So next slide, sir, please. So sir, please next slide. Yeah, here I clicked on download the current view. So it is downloading in here. You can see. So in the at the last you will find in that document. At the last you will find how much plagiarism is there and what is the combination of that. Okay, and from which source the plagiarism has come. So those things you need to take care of. So which software is then better? I can say Turnitin, and Star is also agree on this that Turnitin is the best user-friendly software. Sir, next please. So this is the final slide. So Turnitin is better and user-friendly.
Yeah. In case anybody is having any question, please feel free to ask. Because from October onwards, you would be thinking a lot on plagiarism. Any question, any query? Okay, since no question, no query, because very nicely you have explained showing through PPT. So the level of understanding would be much higher. And with that, I think I thank Dr. Delei for spending your time. And Dr. Delei, if you permit, tomorrow, maybe 2:45, you may send me 1 or 2 slides, and on that, you may explain on, the various econometric model that we use in the research.
Sir, one more thing just I would add here.
Yeah.
Instead of going to econometric models, because all the models again need to take some time. So
Okay.
better I'll explain the steps in econometrics. Initially there are 8 to 10 steps. So
Okay.
using the 10, one can able to understand that if he or she is using any model, he has to go through all the 10 steps.
Right.
So that
So tomorrow let us talk of those steps.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Fine. On behalf of all the research scholar, I thank you, sir, and see you tomorrow 2:45 p.m. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to all scholars.